And I realized that within ourselves is more of the battle than we believe, it's with these outside things. And that was one of the things that I personally had to overcome, not just within myself, but, considering how I was raised and the things that I learned and I didn't learn, and, trying to uh, create this idea of a mother as I'm going through the process of being a mother. So it's easy to see how you could become, in that loop of comparison and, doubting your skills and feeling like that's all you are. And so that's why I shifted to let's focus on your self concept. Like, what do you think about yourself? What is your perspective of yourself? What do you know about yourself? Getting, like you said, those vital questions out of the way will definitely at least give you a foundation to work with, and you can just build from there. And having a sustainable plan that can change and evolve with you is one of the key things I think that will enable you to not get so caught up when those life cycles come. Like you said, what are you doing with those choices you make? We definitely have to work on overcoming those limiting beliefs about ourselves and what we deserve, and being more vocal about what we desire. Okay, that's a
Yes.
thing. Talk about what you want, because if people don't know, they can't help you. Okay, so
If you don't know, you can't help you.
there you go.
In our heads, it starts with people, but we are people.
True enough.
Because a lot of the times when we go out the door, we, create or, put on our armor or whatever. So that person out the door usually be a different person than the person brushing their teeth in the morning.
Yeah.
So then I would want to start with that person and then let that be the trickle down effect, not people outside. It's so many people outside. So then where's your standard? Where's your gauge? Where's your foundation?
Right.
You want to be able to at least know that we ain't got to rethink it all and no, pull the plans out. Remember, we put the cord is down. That's how you have to attack your life. Where I say attack because, unfortunately, it is a battle. It's about to get up every morning. It's about to do the things that you don't want to do, but you know that those are the things that take care of the lifestyle that you want to live. So if that's the case, it's a battle. And you want to be equipped with every weapon, every tool, every ounce of energy that you can possibly carry. Like all these tools and weapons live within you. And when it's time to pull them out. So that's why it's best for you to learn yourself. My bad, I got into my bag a little bit.
Dropping all the gems. Not gonna be nobody up here who ain't got no substance to what they're talking about. Right. So definitely make sure you guys are taking notes. Get on in the comments and let me know what your favorite gem has been so far in the interview, because there's definitely been a lot of wisdom dropped here today, and for the free, nonetheless.
Right, okay. Shouts to the ladies. Shouts to the ladies and National Women's Day. We gotta say that all throughout the interview about the talk. And National Women's Day, we're gonna love on the ladies. So maybe we're not gonna hold y'all to the impossible standard that you guys create for yourselves. Nobody does it for you. I'm just letting you know.
Not calling us out on Women's Day, y'all.
Look, I'm never gonna lie either. We're gonna be honest.
Man.
But I believe that's what makes women women. So it's just, I don't say it. I'm not judgmental. So even when I speak, it's not good, bad, or different. It's the truth. It is. It's an observation. And if I'm making the observation, clearly there's already action taken. So I have no control over what it is. I'm just simply saying what I observe it to be. Where women create impossible standards for themselves, which means they create it for everything around them, which allows for them to exist in the world. Because they also don't really expect anybody to meet them. I think that's the thing that gets lost in translation. Like women will speak to a thing that they know never gonna happen, but at least pray that you're working towards it, because that means that they can deal with you better. If you just damn the standard, then I don't know if I want to waste the time. But they're trying. He's trying. It's like a child. Like, you just want to know that they're getting it.
Well, so I don't know who that's for, but Lord Phly is talking to somebody out there.
Hey, look, I just want to make sure you said people pick these gems up right notes. So I just want to make sure.
And that's what we love to see. Like, honestly, all jokes aside, self accountability is definitely first, but you got to be in a space where you are able to take accountability when others are showing you a reflection of yourself. It may not
be people in the back.
It's the thing. It's the word of the day. It's the word of the year. We're going to take accountability, and we're not going to gauge how we should be taking accountability against how others fail or lack to take accountability. Okay. Yes, you can.
Accountability being the word. Accountability being the word. The phrase being do away with fault. It's nobody's fault. It's not your fault. It's not their fault. It's not our fault. It's not us fault. Like, no, accountability. Everybody has some accountability to take. So do away with the fault. Don't even worry about who fault it is. Where's the accountability? And then what is it that you need to take for you to move forward? I believe that will help a lot of people. We waste the time who fault it is.
And that goes back to what you were talking about earlier, as far as like being very emotionally attached to certain things. Many of us, because of the things we are exposed to growing up, it influences our environment, and a lot of people do not have those, or not. I won't say they don't have, but maybe they just are not fully aware of those who speak that kind of life into them to kind of guide them towards a more stable emotional path or intellect. And so then we do have these kind of imbalanced attachments to things.
For sure.
And then we go from one extreme to the next, from being attached to being totally detached. And that causes its own other set of issues. So I love that we can be in a space where we can address our self-accountability, but we can also hold each other accountable in love, of course, because that's how I lead, with love. I can't speak for everybody.
Show it, share it, spread it by any means necessary. If you see my chair, self-love, you told me to speak about myself. Self-love is my partner company, where myself, Chulo, Terrence Phillips is a
Okay.
musician, author, and speaker, but we've, cared about the foundation. We're creators, so we care about the foundation of where that comes from. And in our tenure, we realized that that was not the only thing that we shared, but that was a big part of it. Like we were poured into in our lives. What
Right.
be unique, abstract, and someone else observing it like, man, what is that? It's like, no, that's something we took away. So self-love was important. So that's where the brand came from. So, keep it with you, you show it, share it, spread it by any means. Like that's a true
Absolutely.
statement. It's not something I say, we say to uh pander. Like
Yeah.
this sweatsuit I'm wearing is self-love sweatsuit. And it says, I was my first love. Because if you don't love yourself, then how is it
Yeah.
you not only love other people, but embrace love from other people?
Mm.
Like you don't know
Embrace.
yourself, how and know what it is to have a love for the things of you. How can you
Yeah.
appreciate anybody else that loves those things? Like
Absolutely.
no one should love you more than you love you. Doesn't
Yep.
mean cocky or arrogant or it's like no, but it's how you take action. And you said earlier about self-care. Like everyone's self-care routine looks different.
Mhm.
Everybody's self-care routine doesn't necessarily have to do with how they look.
Yeah.
So self-care routine is, the hour that they take to read every day. Because
Yeah.
self-care is I want to learn something new every day, or I want to take and do it for me. So it's being again and intentional about who you are first. You
Right.
can't know who you are, you don't even know what you want. You said if you can't recognize how you were influenced in life, I'm pretty sure you watch Martin. So
Yeah.
the Gary Coleman episode where he was like, man, he was so bad, he went back and smacked the doctor that smacked him on the day he was born. And it's like, that was an influence. Where in
Yeah.
reality, if you break that apart, that was a traumatic experience.
Hmm.
So where we're influenced by our traumatic experiences, do we always and take them or remember them? It's like, no, but if you really want to do that work with yourself, you
Yeah.
will. So then
Absolutely.
you don't allow yourself to be distracted or
Right.
eluded from what it is that's really for you.
That's important. That is
So
very important. Breaking down those barriers to, and I know like when you talk about traumatic experiences, everybody has their opinion as to whether it's necessary to, talk about or bring those up. And to each his own. Like you said, everybody's self care path is going to be different depending on you. But I do think it's important to recognize what has influenced you thus far to be how you are, and that is. Again, another major key to unlocking that sense of self awareness and being tapped in because a lot of us have been living a life that is not our own, but it has been influenced by other people and what they've
that's it.
told us and
Mm-hmm.
belief systems that we've adopted.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get to certain points in life and you feel unsatisfied, you feel unfulfilled, and you're like, why? And it's because you've been living a shell, not really yourself.
And again,
So you get to unravel those layers as you start loving yourself more, pouring into yourself more, understanding yourself more. You get to be yourself more comfortably
sure.
anyway.
Learn yourself to know yourself so you can be yourself. Where it is
Absolutely.
a process. It's a
It
process.
is. It's a process and it's a practice, and you deserve grace for that practice. So please do give yourself grace as
Yeah.
you go through that transition. It's not going to be a easy one. I'm gonna tell you. I ain't gonna lie to you on chat back. It's not gonna be easy,
Won't tell no
especially
lies here. Won't tell no lies here.
no. We don't tell lies here. Depending on how deeply you've been impacted, it may be some serious layers you got to dig through. But it is all worth it at the end of the day. I promise you. No lies here. If you find yourself having a hard time though accepting what you truly deserve, expressing what you truly desire for your overall wellness in your life, I want to give you a side quest as you go about your day. I invite you to write down evidence of the contrary to what you've been believing so far that you deserve. If you think that you're too busy for whatever, I want you to write down moments where you have been able to successfully make time for yourself, moments where you have felt present. And I want, even if it's only two things you got, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. Keep writing those two things every day if you have to. Make that a new belief system that you do have time. Practice makes progress. Okay. And what we want to be doing with this is using this as a tool. I'm not saying don't go to therapy if that's what you want to do or any of that other stuff. But you have to know that you have power right there in your own two hands, in your whole body, and in your own mind. Okay. So we want to be using this to help reframe and overcome those limiting beliefs about what you deserve, what you are worthy of,
That's,
and be able to successfully express what you desire. And you get to that by knowing who you are.
that's
Okay.
it. With no fear, no worries, no apologies.
Absolutely. We unapologetically us around these
That's
parts.
it. Come on now. Come on now. Embrace
Now,
it. Feels good up. Feels good up
that's
here.
right. Now I'm gonna get a little deeper into Lord Fly's business because that's what I like
Uh-oh.
to do.
Uh-oh.
And I'm gonna ask a few random get to know you questions, okay?
Okay.
Might be silly, might be serious.
All
Mm-mm.
good.
We're
All
gonna
good.
see.
I'm with it. Let's do it.
All right, question number one. What was your favorite childhood cartoon show and why? If you got more than one, just give me one.
If I got more than one, give you one. I'm
Hmm.
gonna give you the right one that shaped it all. There's a show called Zoids.
Hmm.
I'm on in the morning before I went to school. Now it
Okay.
was a list of shows that I watched before I went to school, Pokemon and Beetleborg.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Zoids,
Pokemon fans in
it
the
was it
house.
was it was something about the what I realized is I'm big on story. I'm big on narrative because
Hmm.
narratives are what shape the world.
Right.
Narrative of a thing and how it's told and who it's told by is that becomes true over time. So something about that narrative, I believe I related to before I even realized I was
Yeah.
like a young kid. He stumbled upon this like ancient ruin, And
Mm.
Zoids, they like I guess like if you watch if you've seen Power Rangers,
Yeah.
the thing they get into, the big joints, that's what Zoids
Okay.
in this cartoon. But there was like military joints and stuff. But
Oh,
they had been
okay.
around for time, and it was like the energy thing. So all of that.
Mhm.
He found this ancient one, and it ended up waking up because he bumped into it.
Okay.
And his Zoid was like born, and it could jump into other Zoids and like control it. And
Okay.
then he became that dude.
Wow.
It's like
I heard
anything
that.
where like the unassuming person, it's like out of nowhere became the guy. I just stuff like that. Like Spider
Okay.
favorite superhero growing up. I think that was more because of my dad.
Mhm.
But just realize, like I said, storyline. Storyline is always done a lot. So Dragon Ball Z, anything with heavy storyline. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't a SpongeBob fan. And like it was cool. I got it,
Yeah.
but I was Mickey Mouse. I like Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse
Mhm.
put all his homies on. You got
Right.
a part.
And
You
he was that dude.
know what I'm saying? So, I like cartoons was that was them. Because in
Okay.
my own
Main character energy, basically. It's main character
sure,
energy.
for sure.
That's what we're calling it. I love it though. There's nothing wrong with that. And you see how, that has influenced you throughout your life.
For
Not
sure.
even knowing at that time that that was what you were tapping into and how it has developed over these years. And now, like this whole kind of looking back, like you can see that. You can see why. I never saw that show. I've never even heard of it. So now I got to go on
You can
YouTube.
check it out. It's
What I
Zoids.
can find.
I don't even know
But
how popular it was. It was like I don't know if you ever heard like Gundam Wing. It was like
no.
in that kind of universe and space. Gundam was kind of similar, but it was in space where they
Mm,
and people they sell like the parts for Gundams, and that's usually people like figurines and stuff that they have, and you can buy
okay.
pay and put them together. Now, I never been that person.
All
Like
right. Okay.
I've also been one. I said when I was 10 years old, I was thinking about inventing something. Like
Hmm.
they asked like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I didn't want to be anything.
Yeah.
Not by coincidence that I'm who I am today, because
Right. Right.
I said I wanted to be this then. I
Right.
wanted to invent something. I wanted to do something nobody had ever done. I wanted to be remembered. Like I knew of purpose as a kid. Like why? It's like no, I don't want to do something over here to get to. Like no, I just really just want to get to what I'm supposed to be doing, and however long it takes is cool. I just don't want
Right.
to do side jobs. In GTA, I'm all about main missions. I don't want no side missions.
Right.
Like let's get the game. Let's go get that side stuff on the. You know what I'm saying? Because this this isn't a game to me. Like I'm
Yeah.
here to do something. So let's do it. I'm eager to get to it. Like I can't sleep the nights before something because I'm ready to do it. Like I don't,
Yeah.
and I'm not afraid. I'm not, I have butterfly. Like no, I'm ready to do it.
Right.
Like
Right.
now, like and no, I don't want to practice either. I know practice ain't it. I did enough. I did a lot of practice. I'm
Right.
prepared. I'm ready for this. Let me do it. And I realized that's my drive towards a lot, even things I had never done. Where now I've been doing a lot of what I do for quite some time.
That's right. Main character energy come through.
I mean, hey man, I believe we're all the stars of our movies, but we
Yeah.
have to take up the responsibilities of those starring roles. I think
Yeah.
people
A
want
lot of people want the role, but don't really understand what it
to
takes to maintain the role.
they want to be supporting cast to their own movie. It's like
Yeah, that's crazy.
don't work that way.
Crazy. What? You will not be the star of my show.
No, not at all. Not at
Into
all.
question number 2. Do you remember where you were when you had your first kiss?
Yes, I was 4 years old. I was in kindergarten.
Oh,
I was in kindergarten. I got in trouble.
I bet.
That's just, even you asked me that and me thinking about it. It's like, there's no situation in my life where so I've always been assertive where I didn't even look at it like that. But the girl I like, she was actually the principal's daughter. She was in my class,
Oh,
and, she liked,
okay.
and I liked her. And
Mm-mm-mm.
you like people, you kiss them, right? That's in my world. That's what I had picked up on. I guess even at 4, you
Yeah.
like when you kiss them. I ain't like French kiss or nothing. I just.
Right, right.
And somebody told on me. It was hate. It really was hate. That's all it was.
Not hating.
I dealt with hate for a long time. I dealt with hate for a long time, even in kindergarten.
Gosh,
But yeah, that was my first kiss.
I
Where
can't.
I'm not and it may play a part into it. I'm not a kisser. Like, that's not my thing as a grown up. Like I'm actually not a kisser at all. Like that's not even. Yeah, that's funny. You just made me think about that. Like yeah, no, but my first kiss was a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta kiss somebody told on me. Like that's hate. That's crazy.
We might be having a chat back therapy session after
I'm
the show.
telling you, like kissing would get you in trouble. You can hide everything else. That kiss, boy, that thing gets serious. I don't know, but
You never know until you look back, you think back, you never know how things
for sure.
have influenced you. See, perfect example right here, you guys. Live, raw, any color. Look at this.
Gotta get. I still remember that to this day. I know her
Wow.
name. I know. Yep. Good
Well, the
times.
fact that we're the principal's daughter,
I mean, aim for the stars. So if you
yeah,
fail,
I think
on the cloud. Come on now, got you.
he's always been the main character. Apparently, he's
I
always been.
realize that, but again, how I view myself has not been that way. So now
Yeah.
that I look, it's like, I get why people like
Yeah.
ways but I'm not emotional, so I don't like intake things that way. So it really would confuse me. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Like all I did was do what this situation calls for.
Right.
No,
So
because
it makes sense to you. It just makes sense to you. There's nothing like, woo, okay, I did it, but
yeah, no. So now I realize like, everything is I'm a tactician with my movements. We're always genuine. I don't have ulterior motives. Where
Right.
I me not being so emotionally equipped. I believe I have emotional intelligence because I'm able to understand